welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the heart chakra. Okay, we're continuing with the chakra series. If you are new to my channel, girl, welcome. Be sure you hit that subscribe button down below and join the fam. Let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Okay, you guys, so if you have been keeping up with the series, girl, we are now on chakra number 4. So we already did the root, we did the sacral, we did the solar plexus, and now we are on the heart. So the heart chakra is literally located right here. It is your heart center. The color for the heart chakra is green, which I am wearing today, but it's also the color pink as well. So I feel like either or, pink or green. The heart chakra is all about emotions, really, like emotions and relationships. So if you have experienced any of the physical symptoms in this area, maybe like, maybe not you, but maybe you know someone who's had like breast cancer or heart disease. The number one killer in America is heart disease. The last time I checked, heart disease was the number one killer in America, and it makes sense because there's no love here. Right? Like really, like just think about it. Like, is there really any love here? Like not really, So I feel like it's not ironic, but it's just like, you can really see when you really start diving into spirituality, you can really start to see how physical symptoms that people experience literally align with exactly the way that they present themselves, the way that they act, the things that they've experienced in their lives, the trauma that they've gone through, et cetera, et cetera. So heart disease, if you know somebody who has heart disease, think about like, are they married? Have they ever had any like long lasting, sustainable relationships? How do they feel about love and relationships? How do they treat people? Like it's all very interesting when you look at it. Okay, so when you're thinking back to yourself and you want to work on your heart chakra, of course, I always recommend inner work, which is just shadow work, right? So you want to look back on your past life experiences and look at things like relationships and friendships and how you handle relationships and friendships. So have you been in long-term relationships? How did those go? Were they, if you broke up, then we'll say maybe it wasn't successful, but like, the relationship itself, was it a good experience, right? Because even if a relationship ends, it doesn't mean that, it was a bad experience. It was just that it was time for it to be done and for you to move on, But you want to look back at that. You want to look back at your friendships. You want to look at the relationships that you have with your parents, with your siblings. How do you present yourself to the world? Do you wear your heart on your sleeve? Are you like more emotional, or are you, more closed off and like, kind of keep a straight face, like nobody really knows how you're really feeling on the inside, like a little bit more stoic. So you want to look at all of those things and you want to journal about it. Of course, y'all know I'm about to say, okay, journal prompts. You can literally just Google heart chakra journal prompts and it will give you a bunch. I always recommend that because it can help to jog your memory on things that have happened in the past that you may have, forgotten about or just blocked out in general. I also want to pause right here and mention, if you're trying to figure out which one of your chakras is the most off balance, I'm going to link a quiz in the description box down below. It's, I don't know, maybe like 50-ish questions. You'll answer those questions and you're going to get a bar graph back that will let you know which chakra is more open and which ones are more closed. Even though you want to start your healing process from the bottom up, it's still good to know which ones are the most off balance for you. I also want to mention, if you have people pleaser tendencies, that does relate to the solar plexus, but it can also relate to the heart, because the heart is also about self-love. And if you feel like you don't, well, I'm not going to say you feel like, because I feel like if you ask somebody like, do you love yourself? You're going to be like, yeah, I love myself. But like subconsciously, do you subconsciously believe? Or no, do you subconsciously know that you love yourself, right? It's really all about the subconscious though. Your subconscious mind has to know that you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, if your subconscious mind doesn't believe that and know that, then you may have more like people pleaser tendencies, right? You tend to put other people's feelings above your own and you're not validating yourself. So when you work on healing your heart chakra, you're really working on self-love. The more you love yourself, the better your life will be. Like, plain and simple, everything always leads back to self-love, because when you love yourself, you set boundaries, you put yourself first, you take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and when you do all of those things, you're automatically going to elevate in life. If you're a crystal girly, you can also pick up some crystals to help to heal your heart chakra. They're gonna be pink and green crystals. So of course, rose quartz, because that's amazing for self-love. And then you can do a green crystal as well, like a moldavite or a malachite. I'm actually wearing a malachite today. Now, let me warn you, okay? If you pick up a moldavite or a malachite, be prepared for your life to fall apart. And I mean this as in, whatever is not meant for you is going to leave you. Everything's gonna start to fall apart. So like if you have a job right now and then you start wearing a malachite or a moldavite and you start like meditating with the crystal and working with it and then you lose your job, it's because the job was out of alignment to begin with. If you're married and you start doing, or just in a relationship in general, right? You start wearing the malachite and the moldavite and working with it, and then all of a sudden everything is going wrong in your relationship and y'all end up breaking up, it's because they were never the one for you. Okay, so just be prepared for transformation. The malachite and moldavite are very heavy crystals to work with. I recommend that you do some specific research on the crystal before you buy it. And also, talk to your spirit team and your spirit guides and your higher self and just be like, okay, is this something that I really want to do? Because I promise you, like, it's a transformative crystal. So when you get it, no games, no games. Okay, be prepared for shit to it's giving tower moment, really, right? It's giving tower moment. But then now you will have the energy to actually focus on the things that you should be focusing on and the things that are good for you and the things that are going to get you in alignment with your life purpose and with your life and really, create your dream life, because otherwise you wouldn't have the energy to do it because you're being pulled in so many other directions that are not even really for you. You'll know your heart chakra is healed or, more healed than it was before when you start really feeling that self-love for yourself. You start to really notice like, oh, I'm really starting to put myself first more. Like I'm really doing better at setting boundaries. I'm really doing a better job of taking care of myself inside, outside, mentally. Like I'm doing all the things that I need to do. You start feeling more connected to the world. You start attracting healthier relationships. Those are the types of things that you want ideally to happen. So as you're doing this inner work, which will really consist of like journal prompts, journaling, which is really shadow work, working with crystals if you choose to do that, doing mirror work as well, like sitting in front of the mirror and doing affirmations about self-love, keeping a gratitude journal to remind yourself of all the amazing things happening in your life. It's also a really good idea to make a list of all of your accomplishments, and don't make the accomplishments just like for me personally, like I'm always like, oh, I have a doctorate. Like, yes, that's cool, but like, what about the other things that you have done in life? Like, oh, I have, started this spiritual YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, and I feel like I'm in my life purpose, which means I'm aligning more with what I want, which means I'm showing myself more self-love because I'm following my joy, etc., right? So don't make it just like things like, oh, I graduated from college, I graduated from high school, I've made my parents proud by doing, etc., like make it other things. Okay, so write out a list of your accomplishments. A lot of the time it can kind of give like imposter syndrome, like you don't really realize all the things that you've accomplished and how, good your life really is until you start writing it down. So keep a gratitude journal as well. And I feel like I never mentioned in the other chakra videos, meditation. Like, hello, I don't know how I forgot to include that, but for all the chakras in general, you can do meditation specifically for each chakra. So you can type in just like heart chakra meditations, and you can do a guided meditation, or it may just be a certain frequency. There are frequencies associated with every single chakra. So you might type in like heart chakra frequency, and you can actually turn that on. If it's a long video, like 8 hours or something, you can turn it on and sleep overnight and have those frequencies going. You can have it just in the background during the day if you work from home, just moving around. Or even if you work in an office and you can have like an AirPod in or just play something really low, you can play like, some frequencies related to whatever chakra you're working on the most. And then obviously doing a specific meditation, whether it's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, of actually sitting down and specifically focusing on that chakra. So like I always mention in every video, this is not an overnight process, okay? It takes years look, let me not claim it. Let me not tell you how long it's going to take you to heal. But I'm just saying, you know, in general, like, it's going to take time to do these, and you can't, you know, you're not going to be able to do everything at once. Like, it takes time to answer these journal prompts and do these meditations and work with these crystals and start wearing more of these colors and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And it'll be easier to heal. That's why I always recommend taking the quiz, because it's like, you'll know which ones you need to focus on the most. You'll know which chakras you need to focus on the most, even though the first three, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, are like, you must get a handle on those, because if you don't, that's your lower chakra. That's, you know, that's the 3D, right? That's healing all that trauma and stuff before you can move into, you know, higher consciousness, like the third eye and the crown, okay? I think that was pretty much all that I wanted to say for this heart chakra video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know, leave it in the comment section down below, and of course I will get back to you. And if you have any video topic ideas you want me to talk about once the chakra series is over, leave those down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, girl, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.